furious outbursts, heated arguments, and unforgettable moments. The NHL has seen its fair share of fiery coaches who couldn't keep their cool. From epic bench meltdowns to game-stopping tirades, these coaches didn't just cross the line. They blew right past it. Let's dive into the most explosive moments that led to their shocking ejections. 7. Penguins coach Mike Sullivan ejected after chirping refs, January 2017. Alright, let's kick things off with a classic meltdown from January 12, 2017. Penguins head coach Mike Sullivan had seen enough. The controversy? A goaltender interference call on Justin Schultz that left Sullivan fuming. Late in the third period against the Senators, Sullivan voiced his frustration so passionately that referee Wes McCauley had no choice but to issue a game misconduct. And just like that, Sullivan was sent packing. If there's one thing we learned that night, it's this: Mike Sullivan knows how to chirp, and apparently the refs don't like it. 6. Furious Paul Maurice tossed from Jets Lightning game, February 2016. Speaking of fiery reactions, let's jump to coach who turned up the heat down south. Winnipeg Jets head coach Paul Maurice had zero chill during a game against the Lightning on February 18, 2016. After two bone-crushing hits by Tampa defenseman Anton Stallman, Maurice exploded in defense of his players. His target? Referee Francois St. Laurent. The result? A game misconduct penalty and Maurice hitting the showers early. Maurice's fury wasn't just about the hits. It was about sending a message to not mess with his players. 5. Ducks head coach Greg Cronin ejected versus Penguins for unsportsmanlike conduct, October 2023. We're not done with the tantrums just yet. Things only get spicier from here. Fast forward to October 30th, 2023. Anaheim Ducks head coach Greg Cronin had a night to forget and one the refs will never forget. When a Ducks goal was disallowed due to goaltender interference, Cronin lost it. After a failed challenge and a delay of game penalty, Cronin decided to unleash a verbal barrage on the officials. The refs responded with a game misconduct, making Cronin's ejection the highlight of the night. 4. Edmonton Oilers head coach Jay Woodcroft ejected, November 2023. From California's chaos, we head north to Edmonton, where history was made in the most dramatic way. On November 6, 2023, Oilers head coach Jay Woodcroft became the first Edmonton coach in over 40 years to be ejected. What triggered the historic moment? A dangerous hit on Dylan Holloway by Canucks defenseman Tyler Myers. The Oilers bench erupted in protest, with Woodcroft leading the charge. His fiery defense of his player earned him a one-way ticket to the locker room. For Edmonton fans, it was a moment of passion they won't soon forget. 3. John Cooper's historic ejection, March 2022. But wait, don't get too comfortable. We're stepping into an uncharted territory with our next ejection. On March 3rd, 2022, Tampa Bay Lightning's John Cooper made headlines, not for a game-winning strategy, but for a full-blown meltdown. Late in the second period against the Penguins, Cooper got into a heated exchange with referees Wes McCauley after a skirmish resulted in penalties for his players. The usually calm and collected Cooper was ejected, shocking fans and marking his first dismissal in years. 2. David Quinn's profanity-laced tirade, March 2023. And if you thought Cooper's reaction was intense, just wait until you hear about David Quinn. San Jose Sharks head coach David Quinn wasn't just mad. He was furious. During a game against the Capitals on March 4th, 2023, Quinn unleashed a profanity-laced tirade at referee Gord Dwyer over a clipping penalty on Kevin Labanc. The refs had heard enough, and Quinn was promptly ejected. The NHL later slapped him with a $25,000 fine. But it wasn't the money that stung. It was the 8-3 blowout loss that followed. 1. John Tortorella's fiery exit, March 2024. Now, hockey fans, it's time for the king of coach meltdowns. You can't have a list of epic coach ejections without John Tortorella. On March 9th, 2024, during a Flyers game against the Lightning, Torts reached his boiling point. Down 4-0 just 10 minutes into the first period, he let loose on the officials over a series of penalties. After a profanity-filled tirade, Tortorella was ejected, but it didn't leave quietly. Instead, He stayed on the bench, continuing his verbal assault until he was practically dragged into the tunnel. The NHL handed him a 2-game suspension and a $50,000 fine, cementing his place as the ultimate fiery bench boss. And there you have it. So, hockey fans, which meltdown was your favorite? Did we miss any legendary ejections? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping sports drama. Until next time, keep your skates on the ice and your temper in check.